Good morning. It is about 8:02 Saturday morning, and most people are sleeping because you are celebrating the holidays and you have turned up to the highest state of turnativity. I'm going to just use this vernacular just because. Maretta Corley is on here. God bless you. How you doing this morning? I hope you are well. Destiny Brown is on here. Carrie Willis is on here with 16 others. If you are sleeping, just roll over and say, God, I thank you for another day. Sonia Royster is on here. God bless you. Trudy Rambrinks is on here. Alima Smalls is on here. Marie Coleman, God bless you. Lexi is on here. How are you? I thank God for you. Tanera Bread, I miss you. It's good to see you. Reginald Young, Gwendolyn Passmore, and 26 others are on here. You said that I look beautiful. Well, thank you, Tanera. I'm actually on my way to have girl time, and everybody knows what that means. Federica, it's so good to see you. God bless you. How are you? Trishana Johnson is on here. Rashana Big Horse Fields, it's good to see you. Quana is on here. Deliria Michelle and Vel Barr, 16 others have followed. God bless you. Nisi Johnson said, good morning. Can you please check my inbox? Yes, I promise you I will. I do check my inbox. I do. God bless you. Quell Wright is saying, Latrice Collins, get well soon. Mommy, good morning. Lady J, good morning to you. TT is on here. TT, that's a beautiful tree. God bless you all. Tracy Morell, God bless you. Everyone who is under the sound of my voice. Look at that prophetic number, 717. I get excited when I see that number. Robin Piddington is on here. God bless you. Trissa Clark is on here. I love your teaching, Pastor. Well, I am honored. It's so good to see Shelly Ann Dixon. Shelly Ann Dixon, I'm going to be inboxing you because the Lord has petitioned me to do something for you. So give me a minute to get where I'm going. Shelly Ann Dixon, look for me to reach out because the Lord has petitioned me to do something for you. Jessica James McCain is on here. God bless you. The earring chick is on here. If you want some bad earrings, Tamika Faines is on here. Look at my girl Sandra Pammerman. Harriet Hunt, it's good to see you. We get ready to talk really quickly, and I have something that I've got to speak to you about. Adrienne McGuire, it's good to see you. Charlotte Hall, I love your new hairdo. It's beautiful. Keep that. I see everything, but I don't say anything. Trust me, I see a lot. So I want to speak to you. My mother-in-law is on here. Mommy Adele, I love you so very much. I'm going to be calling you a little bit later. DJ Mel, it's good to see you. We've got 1,000 people. And so I'm going to hurry up and get on here because my girls are waiting for us to have our girl time. I want to speak to you about something called a feather effect. Good morning, Bahamas. Hello to everyone who is internationally on the Car Chronicles movement and you're overseas. Wayne A. Maddock. God bless you. How are you? So I want to speak to you really quickly about something called a feather effect. Everyone, if you know me, I have 7 gifts of the Spirit, and my gift of walking in the full office and mandate of a prophet is what it is. But one of the things about prophets that people don't understand is that there are many talents of people who walk in this specific office. But one thing that God has given us who have this real gift is a gift of wisdom. And so someone just went up the timeline and they spoke about my teaching. It is God's teaching and how he teaches me. Denise Jones, thank you so much. I cut it all off. And so understand this. One of the gifts that he gave me is wisdom. And wisdom bears fruit. It does. And wisdom will help you get out of a situation. Wisdom will make you think about things that you've never thought about before. And so God gave me a really specific way to get you to operate in your wisdom by giving me this gift for the world. And so he's given me a way to teach that most people may not understand or even like my style. Boy, it's all right. So he told me years ago, he said, I have to break your heart to save your life. It blew my mind. But one of the things that he gave me recently that he has me before his throne about feathers. I'm going to say this and it's going to make a lot of sense, but stay right there. He taught me something called the feather effect, and I've taught this years ago, but he's bringing me back because he is letting me feel the overwhelmingness of people. Now, if you want the gift, you've got to deal with it all, which means that you pull the weight of the people. Never mind your weight. You pull the weight of the people around you. And so God has me in this place where I'm bearing weight. I bear the weight. God bless you. Happy birthday to your daughter. Happy birthday, Diona, from Risa May. And so what he has me in this weird place where I'm bearing the weight. And even though I'm 49 years young, I've always dealt with the weight of the people around me. Now, growing up with a mother who was a victim of domestic violence in our household, I was the individual that bared the weight because one of my gifts was always in operation called humor. Watch this. And so what I would do is I would make the people around me laugh to forget about their pain. And so God said, I'm going to give you a gift of humor because that's the medication that people need, that they lack a lot of times when they're going through something. See, my girlfriend Yvette just went up the timeline. That's confirmation. I am in the vein. And so the gift that God gave me for wisdom and humor is always an operandi for the people of God because they're going through something. Now, wait there, watch this. And so now, Mother, he has me feeling the weight of the people around me. A lot of people don't understand that when you go to church or when you go before the throne of God, you are asking God to take the heavy load. Watch this. And so lift the heavy load. Watch this. Most of you don't understand the load you're carrying. Now, I want to speak to those who are under the sound of my voice that feel a little bit overwhelmed. And if this is for you, you need to go ahead and symbolically give God your tears right now because we all going to cry, but we going to cry with faith. I need to speak to those of you who are dealing with a heavy load. Someone said, my God, speak to me. Avis. Okay, so here we go. And so those of you who are under the sound of my voice, I hear you, Neely. I got you. Okay, so I'm not by myself. There's that prophetic number again, 7, Michelle 17. Do it now because I already saw 3 7s. Understand, I need to speak to you. Keisha said, my gosh, you're speaking already. So we feel the load, not just of the holiday. We feel the load of not having employment. We feel the load of losing unemployment after December. We feel the load of the health crises. We feel the load of our children moving back. And so I was speaking to my sister and I was speaking to my amazing husband because I promise y'all, I got one of the baddest husbands on the planet, Apostle Freddie Gooden III. And so she said to me, she says, I looked outside of my window and she said, what I saw, I never saw so many trucks at one time. I never saw so many moving trucks at one time. And so I began to speak to my brother. He said, you know, the same thing is happening. And God said the weight of the world is crashing upon people because now we are in an eviction crisis. Okay, prophetically I'm speaking, so here we go. We are now in an eviction crisis where people are feeling the pressure and the loads of life. Okay, y'all gonna cry like that? Well, go ahead and cry with faith. I told y'all I got you. And so hear me. Someone said, in the name of God, I pray that you're always protected. Thank you, Thomasina, for that. And so here we are. We're in this crisis where we're feeling the load. Now watch this. I'm about 2,000 people in and I've got to go here. I begin to say, God, now I've got to pray for the people of God. Because whether you like me or not, there was a gift that God gave me where the prayers of the righteous that availeth goes right to his throne. So now I'm feeling this pressure. Watch this. Someone said, you're speaking to me, Lise. Millie, I got you. Watch this. And so I said, God, okay, what are we going to do? He said, you've got to understand that I am yet still working because what I'm doing in this crisis, I'm pushing people to a better position. Now, I don't understand how God moves, but I only trust his plan, and I suggest you do the same thing. Watch this. I said, now, God, these people have a load. He said, but people don't understand the load. They only feel the burden they're carrying. I said, okay, God, what do you mean? Hold on, baby. Sonia said the holidays in the single life. I got you. I said, now, God, they feel the load, but they don't understand the weight that they carry. He says, yes, because they only see the pressure. They never pay attention to what caused the load to be so heavy. I said, what? He says, yes, they don't understand because loads are gathered in seasons. Okay, I'm not paying attention right now, God, but you're giving me a lot. He says they're not paying attention, 2,000 people. See, loads come with things are always put in a bag. Huh? Loads come to be heavy because it is a series of unfortunate events, and it's a situation of COVID and losing a job or losing a loved one, and something happens where the load gets heavy because of stuff. The load of life is heavy because of stuff. Now watch this. So we're now, most of you are waiting for the government to come through. But God said, my yoke is easy, but my burden is light. And they don't understand that they're not carrying this alone. Watch this. And so the Lord began to speak to me. And sometimes you look at things and you say, I never would have been here if it had not been for this. This never would have happened if COVID. But God said, can they trust me to carry their load when it's about to fall? Now watch this. He said, I need the load gatherers. And I said, God, I understand what's happening in the Kojic. I understand that people are losing bishops and deacons, and the fivefold ministry gifts are not in operandi. He says, no, not like they were before. He says, because what I'm doing is I'm raising up load carriers. And I said, God, I'm crying. He said, because I'm raising up people who can intercede for the people. I am raising up people that can take the load off people. I said, now, God, hold on now. Wait a minute. I've been carrying loads for 49 years now. Come on, Jesus. He said, no, people don't understand. If they can understand who much is given, much shall be required. And some of you, it is required for you to carry the loads of someone you connected to, because God said you can bear this, because I want to see how you're going to watch this. Encourage her. Hold on. You ain't got it and she don't got, but can you cover her in prayer? Listen to me, Monica. We're praying for you. Monica Davenport, we're praying for you. And so God said, see, load carriers carry the load that they see. But people who are not ordained to carry the load, they don't pay attention to the things that's causing the weight to be so heavy. I said, okay, God, where we going with this? He said, now, let me give you an example. 2,100 people who are under the sound of my voice. You have a bag, right? And all of a sudden, we're going to use my eyeglass case that I put my glasses in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a mask in this. I'm going to put some keys in it. I'm going to put, I don't know what this contraption is. I'm going to put this in it. Then I'm going to put another pair of glasses in it. And so what you see is I'm loading something down that is not equipped to carry it. And so what I'm saying is, you guys are loaded down with stuff that you have not been designed to carry. Most of you are loaded up with stuff that you were not ready for. You were not ready for the pandemic. You were not ready for a loved one to get lost. You were not ready for the things that cause you to carry away. But watch this. Did you know that there is someone looking at your load and saying, I may not be able to pay that, but I can give you peace. I may not be able to, but I can pray you through. And God said, what I'm doing is I'm shifting the load to the load carriers. He says, and so now what you've got to understand is that that's what you're feeling. You're feeling the load. I said, well, hold on now, TT, hold on, TT Gray. What am I supposed to do? Well, the load that I carried is too much. See, folks don't understand the load that this woman carries. In fact, they don't even understand the load you carrying, or they wouldn't have threw you under the bus. Understand that God says, now listen to me. My yoke is easy, but the burden is light. And most people, you don't understand it. You are a load carrier. I don't want folks dumping on. Don't dump on me no more. Hold on, wait a minute. See, you've got to be very careful when you're carrying a load and you dump it on somebody else, because it ain't your job to dump it. It's your job to take it to the Lord in prayer, but you're not doing that. What you have done is you've You relied on people. And so God said, thank you, Lord Renee. He said, I'm shifting the load. And so what I've got to do now, I've got to lighten it for you until you get a better understanding why you're carrying it in the first place. Watch this. Someone said, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Yeah, you were, because God said, I knew you from the foundation of the earth. Mimi McLean, I'm praying for you. And so you've got to be, thank you, Miss Baker, ordained to carry the load. And so since you're not ordained to carry something you were not designed for, God said, now I got to shift the load. And so God said, what's happening now when you've got people all around you and all you doing is crying? God said, what you're doing is you've been designed to carry a load. Now go on and carry it now. Watch this, because God said, I'm going to reward you because you're carrying the load. Someone said, you walking down my street. Well, Darlene C. Wilson, let's go. Meek said, I'm a load carrier, and so now I'm a load carrier. And I may not like the load that I'm carrying, but I got to carry it. And I've got to realize that load carriers have a level of intercession. Load carriers have strength. Load carriers, you don't understand them. Don't talk about them. Don't judge them. You don't even know the story. If you had to carry the load, you would sit down somewhere. Sit down, as my husband said. And God said, I am ordaining the load carriers. And the load carriers, God said, if you carry the load in prayer, he said, I'll give you things that you don't even understand. He said, because I'm watching how you handle the load. See, you've got to watch when God give you a load to carry, how you handle it. Now, something could happen where a feather effect can happen. Watch this. Because you're tired of carrying and bearing a weight. But God said, you got to be very careful around you, because when you're carrying a load, somebody will see the load you're carrying and get mad that you got the strength to do that. Yeah, I'm saying that because do you know people get upset because you don't look like the load you're carrying? See, load carriers don't look like the load they're carrying. Load carriers, God says, I've ordained you with a level of strength that someone else don't understand. How she ain't dropped that already? Load carriers are ordained because they can handle the feather effect. I'm going somewhere. Hold on. Load carriers says, go and give it to me. I can take it. Load carriers understand that I can deal with this. Someone, wait, hold on now. And so I carry my load, and I don't look like the load I'm carrying, and folks don't like it because they jealous. How you that strong? See, one thing about load carriers, you see the load, but you don't understand the bits and pieces that causes the collismic weight that we carry. Watch this. Load carriers' knees are strong. Load carriers can deal with stuff that you would have given up a long time ago. And God said, what I'm doing now, I'm blessing the load carriers. He said, because they were designed to carry stuff that folks would have dropped miles back. Load carriers, God told me this morning, Michelle, God told me, husband Fred, he said, I am about to bless the load carriers, because God said they have carried the load and they did not complain. Wait, hold on. Sabrina said, come on, Pastor. Oh, hold on. See, load carriers, I need you to get ready, because eyes have not seen and ears have not heard, and neither has it entered into the hearts of man. God says, I am about to bless the load carriers. Understand, the load carriers, we have something called the feather effect. And the feather effect is when you're carrying so much, and here comes a hater saying, she's still carrying that weight. Oh, I would have given up a long time ago. Oh, she's still in that number. Adriana Cheney, you still here? Oh, she's still here after a divorce. Oh, she's still carrying the load of her kids. She's still carrying the load of being molested. She's still carrying the, oh, she's still, and load carriers, you don't care what people say. You still in the number, just carrying the load of life. And you, oh, crack didn't take you out, cocaine didn't take you out. Oh, I threw you the best shot, you still took it. Yeah, baby, I'm a load carrier. See, load carriers are ordained by God. And so here the hater comes and they see the load that you carry, and they jealous because they were not ordained to carry a load, because load carriers are ordained to carry a specific load. Timothy Hopkins said, come on with it. God bless you, Triana Griffin. Load carriers understand that I got this weight, and I'm going to carry it because God ordained me to, and because of my obedience. He said, I'm going to bless you because... One thing about the load carriers, there is something called the feather effect. You've got to be careful, because the load carriers carry, but the hater got the feathers. Well, what is the feathers? 2,000. There's that prophetic number again, Michelle. I promise you, I'm in the vein. The load carriers are carrying the burdens of life. They're carrying their kids' issues. They're carrying their mama's issues. They're carrying their own issues. They're doing the best they can, given their circumstances. And the haters come with the feathers. See, the feathers are what you call the fiery darts that the enemy throws at you to get you to trip and fall and drop the load. Hold on. See, God ain't dropped nothing. He gave up. And see, when you give up something, it means that you've been given an order to do so. Understand that load carriers will give up the load when God gives them the authority to do something. They don't drop nothing. And folks is mad because you ain't dropped it and they threw the best shot at you. Load carriers are very obedient because we carry stuff, Verna Smalls, where we said we ain't even do nothing, but God said, I'm going to carry it anyway because God told me to. Load carriers, haters got the feathers. See, what the feathers do is they have been designed to just drop one negative thing on top of the load that you already are carrying and hope and pray that it crashed. And so when it crashed, because the haters got the feathers, they're looking at the load you carrying and say, I wish I had her strength. I wish I could do what she do. Oh, brothers, you too. I wish I could do what he do. Oh, he's still in it. Oh, see, understand, load carriers got strength that God ordained. God, the strength that a load carrier got, child, God ordains that strength. And the haters with the feathers say, I'm just going to drop one little feather, hoping that they will drop it all. Burn and die, in the great words of my husband, Apostle Fred D. Gooden III. You have not been ordained to make a load carrier crash. See, there is something about the overwhelmness of life. See, when you're carrying something that God has ordained you to carry, the overwhelmingness of life does hit you, but it don't hit you because a hater dropped a feather on it. It hits you because you say, even like Moses, how long do I have to carry this weight? God said, you ain't got to carry it not too much longer, because God says, I'm sending the Calvary, because I'm going to say, now give up the load. Don't drop it. He said, give up. Anytime you give up something, it's not that you've had enough. It's your commander-in-chief saying, we have come this far by faith, leaning on the Lord. And now what I need you to do is give it to me. And because of your obedience, 2,700 people, God says, I am about to bless the load carrier. Load carriers don't lose their mind. We don't lose our mind when the haters come with the feathers. We don't lose our mind. Haters are not. Our minds are programmed to understand what we are doing. Load carriers got strength. See, let me explain something to you about the word of God when the Lord said something. Now, I'm going to go a little deeper, and then I'm going to go meet my friends because I got a girl's day. I want to read something in Matthew 21:12. It says, Jesus entered the temple court, and he drove out the individuals who were buying and selling in the temple. He overturned the tables from the money changers and the benches and those who were selling doves. Now watch this. Let me go a little deeper. See, one thing about people who are carrying weight, eventually they have enough. They don't have enough of the load they're carrying because they realize why they're carrying it. They get tired of the haters throwing the feathers. And so I'm going to go here. See, thank you, Elisa. You sure with me. The load carriers stay focused, man. I'm going to need you to focus, man, because load carriers have a goal in mind, because they understand the weight they're carrying. And so the load carriers will carry a weight until, because they are so focused, they don't stop, but they take a moment to say, why are you trying to make me fall? Hang in there, load carriers. Thank you, Arthur. Load carriers understand that I'm focused, and I get annoyed when you try to break one stride. And so here Jesus said to them, he says, listen to me. I'm carrying a load, and this temple is sacred. Have you lost your mind? Because I'm focused on the task I've got to do. And so load carriers focus on the task. And here come a hater with the feathers trying to knock you off your focus, man. I'm focused, man, in the great words of Jay-Z. You don't like him, but I love him, but this is what it is. And so the load carrier, who was Christ, that carried the sin of the world on his back begin to have haters disrupt his carry. Don't let somebody disrupt your carry, because your obedience is better than the sacrifice. And so he said, listen here, I'm doing something great here, and you're trying to disrupt the load that I've got to carry. Misha, you look beautiful too. Love the German chocolate cake. It was great. Mother Cece, love the German chocolate cake and the pumpkin rolls. Thank you. And he said, listen here, I'm going to handle you, but I'm going to continue to carry my load. So what he did is he turned over tables. See, load carriers, we don't drop the load. We just get tired of people who want us to drop it. And so we stay focused. And so I'm going to need you to focus. Thank you, Shelly Ann Dixon. Because God says, I don't need you to drop the load in this season, because somebody's trying to trip you up. And so I've got to redirect myself now, because recently a hater tried to knock me off my load. The Lord said to me, he said, it kills me because people judge the load carriers. 2,800 people, click, tag, and share. Because God said load carriers have greater sacrifices. Load carriers carry stuff that God has ordained. Load carriers are targeted. Here goes. Yeah, they are. Load carriers, Nina Bread, are targeted because the weight causes people to see you differently. The weight causes people to say, woo, she carried a lot. Woo, that's a lot. And so what they do is they focus on what you're carrying, because they don't believe you could do that. They don't believe that you can carry that. They don't believe that you have the strength and the tenacity, and the race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but to the one that endured to the end. And God says, see, they're focusing on that big old bunch of stuff in your hand that you're carrying. And so they say, I'm going to make them lose it. Your sacrifice is so much great. Watch this. And someone said, your lessons have helped me focus. I can do, okay, good. Watch this. And so Jesus said, now, I'm going to turn over tables. See, people kill you and kill me, Rashad, bless you, because they want to judge your load, but don't even have a basket to carry one branch. And so what God taught me in this, he says, see, load carriers, you got to be careful, because they're so focused, they won't lose their temper. They'll just handle you. And so what Jesus did is he turned over tables. Wait, someone said, my God, you should talk to me. So let me just drop a mic and hurry up and get out here and give you a beat, because you're hanging in with me. Did you know just because you turn over a table don't mean that you ain't Christ-like? Follow the book. Be Christ-like. See, when you turn over a table, people say, oh, you're not a leader at all. When you turn over to people, wait, let me tell you something. Someone said, you preaching this word as well. Oh, I thought you was a believer. I thought you was great. I expect better than you. Well, I'm Christ-like. Christ turned over tables and he went to the cross. And God knows good and well, just because you turn over a table too, it means that you're getting tired of carrying the load. But I ain't tired of carrying the load. I'm getting people judging what's in my basket. Someone said, that's why I got to stay focused, because thank you, Nina Bread, ignore the stumbling blocks. And so what we all have to do is we've got to carry the load, because God said, I'm going to bless you because you didn't let people knock you off of your focus and have you carry something that I've ordained you to endure to the end. It's just like someone said, I'm saved, I ain't stupid. And as my girlfriend has these shirts, I'm saved, I ain't soft. People will judge you for carrying a load. They want you to drop it. They want you to stop. They want you to give up. They want you to say, I'm not doing that no more. Scott Smith said, I need your strength. Baby, you know what? People judge my strength, but they don't understand my seed. If you knew my story, you wouldn't even say that. I love you for saying that, but you got the same strength I got. Because when you were weak, he says, you were made strong. And when you find yourself being weak for carrying the strength of the people, strength, God says, in your weakness, I'm made strong. Smith, ask God for strength. Watch this. I'm going to blow your mind. When you ask God for strength, he doesn't lighten your load. He makes it heavier. Because just like my fine, dark-skinned husband with his beautiful black cell, he be in the gym lifting weights. You hear him all upstairs because he's building his muscle. Did you know strength is only built with endurance, muscles, and weight? Yeah, there goes. So when you ask God for strength, you best be careful, because this is where he going to say, let me give you something more to carry. He ordains the load because he says, I am getting ready to bless the load carrier. I am getting ready to bless the load carrier because you have an endurance that folks would have given up a long time ago because of a simple feather. And what happens with the feather effect? When you allow someone to drop a hater, a little tiny feather on top of what you carrying, your knees get weak and you just go, and then they go, she dropped the load. Look, she ain't as strong as you think. Look, he ain't as strong as you think. Ooh, cakes and pies, look, they're not perfect. She ain't as strong as you think. Look what I made to do. Look at that. Devil. You can't get that, Negro. You can't get that. I am an African angel, and I strike. Anyway, it's girl time. I am Pastor Jameliah Gooden. My husband is the great apostle Freddie Gooden III. Unity Church Charlotte is our church, 2818 Queen City Drive in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I will be preaching tomorrow. And y'all better buckle up because we in trouble. I want to tell you, stay focused. Carry your load, because God is getting ready to bless the load carriers. Because the race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but it's to the one that endure until the end. You said it, Trishana. Endurance is in your DNA, and you better tap into it. Don't drop the load. Someone said, I'm seeding a load. I'm seeding right now. If you seed $7 or $17, just put, this is for my load. Because God said, I am getting ready to bless the load carriers, because the load carriers endure until the end. And they don't let a feather knock them off their focus or drop the load that God said, you have been ordained to carry this. You ain't gonna lose your mind. You ain't gonna lose nothing. In fact, you're gonna gain that and then some. Bless you. God bless you. See y'all tomorrow.